Hey, Elise. Thank you for your video. Your clarity was excellent. Your speed always seemed appropriate. You could possibly vary it a little bit, emphasize certain points, pause, slow down, speed up, so you can build energy and bring to focus things you want to emphasize. But it was extremely clear. I never had to wonder what you were saying. In terms of delivery, you avoided verbal distractions. You didn't have any clicks or ums that I noticed at all. I did want to comment on content a little bit. I think the strongest part of your speech was the opening where you said where you were talking about you were welcoming everybody and you said that you grew up walking. I think you said walking beans and detasseling corn. I'm not super familiar with agricultural terms, but that's what it sounded like. Um, and I thought those were super effective at making sass, making your candidate seem really approachable and like he would connect to the people he was campaigning in front of. And I think you should play up that folksiness. So I would look through your speech for every place where you said something kind of more abstract or academic sounding and make it sound more folksy. So like where you say like I graduated from this high school, you could say something like, "Oh, I went to that high school," because everybody's gonna, or maybe everybody's gonna know, depending on where you're campaigning, they might know that high school. Or when you say you went to the East Coast to obtain your BA, maybe just say like, "Get my degree." Or I think when you say where I realized that I missed my Nebraska roots, I think you should make that a separate sentence. I know this is like super minute detail, but that's like an emotional connection. Like you're communicating an emotional connection to the place, like where the people you're talking to. So I would cut that apart and say something like, I mean, I don't know what exactly how you want to say it, but just bring attention to that like moment, because that shows like, oh yeah, you went to the East Coast and you got educated and you worked for you know in this evangelical organization, but then you realize that you missed Nebraska. You know what I mean? I would change all your howevers to buts, or something like that. I mean, I'm not, however you want to do it, but that's what I would just try to play up that sort of personal connection with words that the audience is gonna feel connected to. So, but I think that like all the seeds of that are in your content. That part about missing the Nebraska roots, the part about like at the beginning the agricultural terms, detasseling corn and all that. I think that'd be really effective at creating an emotional connection with the audience because you're saying things that they recognize. And then overall, I think that your content was I think that it was very effective. You treat it as sort of a narrative, a biography of the person's life. And I think that the only thing that I would do is try to find little places along that biography and play up the moments where the points in the biography that would connect to the emotional investment of the audience, and just like play those up and emphasize them more. So awesome job. I can't wait to see your final project.